Hello and welcome to Mortgage Coach University. My name is Tina Bradford and I will be your hostess today as we learn how to build a total cost analysis using a few different products. But before we get started, we do have the little web control panel. You can just type in there where you're located, and this would confirm that you can hear me as well as see my screen. Fabulous. Thank you. Okay, let's go ahead and get started. This is Mobile Mortgage Coach University, and we will be working on building the skills that we have currently and making sure that we know the strategies, we understand different aspects that we can do when it comes to working with our mortgage coach. And today we will be, and it looks like my screen's stuck. There we go. Today we'll be creating your first purchase total cost analysis using an FHA 3.5% and a conventional 5% loan. We will be meeting for 2 more weeks after this week. And just a rundown, we do have a Tuesday interview call, which is great for motivation, as well as multiple other trainings that you're able to attend if you go to our calendar site. Let's go ahead and get started. So what we're going to first do is go into edge.mortgagecoach.com, place your credentials in, and then log yourself into the account. While you're logging in, I'm also going to drop in a poll. I just want to know where you're at. How many total cost analysis have you created? So this way I know how fast or too slow to go with the tempo as we're creating the presentation. So if you can just let me know, how many have you created? Okay, great. Thank you. Let's go ahead and close the poll. It looks like most of you guys are in the beginning stage of learning Mortgage Coach. So this is our landing page. When we are starting to build a purchase, we will go up to the new client. That's the plus up at the top menu bar and click on there. This brings us to our first client capture page. Now here you do have a choice to make this for a marketing piece or do it for your own clients. Let's go ahead and do this in a client form. So we're going to start by putting in our client's name. I'm going to use Jessica and the last name Bradford. If I have a co-borrower, I'll enter their information right here, entering in a phone number. And then if you choose to separate the clients that you work with between prospect and client, this helps you be able to search better. So this is totally for you. And now, does she rent or own? I'm going to leave it on own even though they are purchasing. If I'm working with a realtor, I would put the realtor's name here as well as their email address. Now, in the friendly name, this is for you to be able to keep your presentation separate when you start doing multiple presentations for the same client. So one of the good habits that you might have is putting the date and then the type of transaction that your client is looking at. So this would be purchase, low down payment. Now that I have this information filled in, I would move to the next screen. This is a purchase analysis, so I'm going to put purchase a new home, move into the next screen, and now I'm going to put the assumptions in. So the property value that she may be looking at, let's say it's $395. The other entries here I do not need to put in there. And now this is the information about Jessica. So I'm going to have that normal conversation that I have with my client, asking her the normal things. How much do you make? How much debt do you have? What area are you looking to purchase in? How much are you looking for? And as I ask these questions, this affordability section is going to be filled in. So let me assume Jessica makes $79,400. Credit status, she said her credit's all right. And then she said she has about $14,000 in debt outside of what we are looking at, with a monthly payment of $325. She does have a small savings account. She has about $16,000 in there in her savings. And of course, interest of return is not much, so 0.01%. And she has told me she is in the 25% tax bracket area. Now, if Jessica's unsure of her tax bracket, we could click into Find Tax Bracket, and it's a really easy calculation to find that. Now, if I was working with clients that qualify based on their income, I could add the tax credit here. And when you go in there, you simply have to add the percentage and then the maximum amount allowed. Now, this is that conversation I've had with Jessica. What does she think her maximum mortgage payment would be that she could afford? She's going to say 27. And this is totally just to help drive that conversation, not to really stick any certain numbers to your presentation. So it doesn't activate anything in the presentation. For this reason, if you do not need this screen, I would go ahead and just skip it. Now we're at our first product. The first product we're going to enter is our 30% or 30-year fix, with 5% down. This is not a refinance, it's a purchase, so that will stay no. If you have product templates, you can use those product templates. I'm not going to choose to use them right now. And the purchase price you see has been brought over. I'm going to put that 5% interest or 5% down payment right here. I'm going to use the assumption of 4.25 for my interest rate. And it is a 360-month loan. So I'll put that 360 right in there. So let's go ahead and it will remain a fixed loan and the other two do not apply. Now I can advance forward. So now that I advance forward, I will enter my closing cost. Now, if this is you're newer to Mortgage Coach, you may not have closing costs available, and that's okay. What you'll do is you'll get a copy of your loan estimate, and I pulled one over here for us. And I'm going to go into my closing costs, and I'm going to enter in the closing cost here. So what I'm going to do is add a fee. And I'm going to do application. So typing in A till I get to application fee. And that fee is $300. Add the next one, underwriting fee. And these are APR fees. So make sure you click if it's APR or not so it matches your LE. 1097. Appraisal. $405. And if you have a fee on your LE list that's not on here, you will add that fee by yourself. So you would add custom fee. And maybe I have the tax monitor is not on the list. I would add if it's an APR fee, I could add that right here. If it's not, I would leave it unchecked. Clicking on OK. And now I can add that fee right in. So $75. Let's add just a couple more. Let's do the survey fee. Just because I want to show APR and non-APR fees for you. And let's do just a random title fee. Okay, once I have my fees all compared so they are similar to my current LE, I'm going to apply it to the loan. Now I have my fees in there. If my client is paying points to pay down the interest rate sum, I would place those points in here. Prepaid days interest. And then if there is earnest money on the property, I'm going to say that my client put $2,500 down on the earnest money. Advancing to the next screen, now I'm going to work with those monthly loan costs. First one I'm going to do is I'm going to toggle mine so they are all moved over to percentage. The reason I do this is because then if I update my price on the home, it automatically updates these fees as well. So hazard insurance, I'm going to use 0.35. And you want to use whatever ratios are best for the area that you're currently working in. And then the mortgage insurance, it's a 30-year 5. I'm going to use 0.9. I'm not in a working environment, so it's just an estimate. I'm going to add 2 months for hazard insurance, collect the 12 months, as well as 2 months for my tax reserves. Now, am I cut off? I would make sure that this is correct. And then if there is a minimum amount of months that they have to pay, I would add that on here. Let's say they have to have at least 3 years of MI before it will fall off. Now that I put all my information in there, I'm going to add my second product. Second product I'm going to add is an FHA 3.5%. Now to make it nice and easy for me, I'm going to copy it from my 30-year fixed and just make the adjustments that I need in this second loan. So it's an FHA loan, so I know it will have an upfront premium. So I'm going to go in there and do the FHA loan. That makes sure that premium box drops in for me. If there is a change in the interest rate, let's say it's 4.125. Any other thing that would be different, I would change and adjust based on my loan scenario and then advance forward to closing cost. So here's the closing cost on here. If I had an FHA fee that's not on my other fee, I can come right in here and just add that fee as necessary. So I know that FHA always has pest control. So let's put the pest inspection on there. And we're going to say it's $275. Once I'm happy with my fees, applying it to the loan. You'll see the prepaid interest days come over, as well as my earnest money has come over. Now the upfront MI, I'm going to toggle over, and I'm going to put my 1.7%, and I'm going to move. Now you will see when I advanced, if I tab off of here, my add upfront MI to the loan drops in. So if that is a custom procedure for you, you want to add that too. But I just noted looking at my LTV right here, I forgot to change my down, how much I placed down. So let's go back and make this the 3.5%. So that's the great thing about the LTV is it does help you check and make sure that you have the right product in there. So now everything looks good. I'm going to go ahead and add the fee because many places that's a traditional pattern. And then coming over here, I would need to adjust this fee to the 0.85. Now there is no drop off here, so let's make sure that that's 0. Now you will see when it's an FHA loan, the calculate MI on balance does come checked. The reason it does is because the way that the FHA calculates their MI is at the end of each month, the amount due, that is what their MI is based on. So now that I have my 2 products in here, everything is complete. I'm ready to move to my final analysis summary. Before I do this, I do want to check in. I want to make sure that you guys are all up to speed with me and if there's any questions. Great question. Okay, let's go back really quick. We're going to go back into that product, and the question is, what if the FHA does not have one of the fees in the closing cost detail page? Well, all you need to do is go over here with the trash can and delete that fee that does not pertain. So maybe they don't have the tax monitoring fee. I simply just click it off by hitting that trash can. And then it eliminates that fee, and then I would click apply to loan. It does not delete the fee on the previous product, only on the product that you're in. Let's go back over to the analysis screen, and now we have our analysis summary. This area allows you to polish your presentation up to make it ready for your client. So property appreciation rate, I have it set at 3% right now. You would want to place it whatever is most suitable for the area that you're working in. Short-term analysis month, we have it set for 60 right now. The reason we use 60 is because that 5 years is comparable to a few different things. First off, it matches that TILA RESPA, the total interest paid in 5 years requirement by the federal government, as well as a lot of short-term investments are 5 years minimum. Long-term analysis summary, we have it for 15. I like changing and adjusting it to 10 years unless my clients have set an actual goal. Maybe if they're military and they're moving in 4 years, I might place this at 4 years. Or if they are retiring in 12 years and they plan on moving when they retire. So whatever my client's goal is, that would be first. And then second, I would place it at 10. The reason I choose to use 10 is because 10 is the average number of years families are keeping their home before they put them back out on the market. Now, monthly savings benchmark, you can choose to change it based on whichever scenario you want. So if I wanted to do this one, the 30-year, and I can adjust them as needed, as well as the short-term savings area too. So just this allows you to give that flexibility to present the presentation the way you want in front of your client. Now in the bottom right-hand corner, we have the long-term section of the presentation. You have 3 choices here. You can show total principal paid, net worth, or interest in MI. Automatically, it goes to the interest in MI paid. Again, I would choose whichever one I want to show my client based on my client's goals for them when it comes to the long-term period and what they're going to do in that time frame. So maybe they're most worried about how much they pay towards the house in full, the net worth, or the interest in MI. So let's go ahead and leave it on total principal paid today. Now I'm going to advance forward and I'm going to place my client's information in here. So their email I'll add. If they have phone numbers, I'll place the phone numbers in here. And then if they have a property, I'll put that property address in here. It is not required to put a property. You can actually put your next home or beautiful new home, whatever you want to place in here. You can place the city still. And then you can also drop in your client's email or mailing address if you want to place that in there. We're going to move next to the next screen. Now you can see it's already on the total cost analysis. This section here allows you to show what you want to show on the presentation. So maybe you build out 4 products based on 2 other products you have in-house. You can choose not to show any one of the products simply by unclicking it, and that product will be removed. You cannot delete a product out of the product section, but only remove it from the presentation. Now you can go back and change the products to your client's needs. Now we're going to go into the taxes and insurance section. I want to clean these notes up that does show the taxes and insurance. So I'm going to delete that out. And then I can advance forward. I can go through, these are the other 3 quadrants on my presentation. So I could choose to go through all 3 of them, or I could use my jump screen. If I put my mouse on presentation, I can go right to the preview, click there, and it drops me to the preview section. Notify me when report is viewed is clicked. And then if I want my realtor or my partner to get the information when my clients view the report, I can click this one as well. Adding a quote date. This protects you and your company. And now I'm going to click on generate a link. When I click on generate a link, this takes me to the section that allows me to be able to copy this and place it into an email. So if I wanted to email this to the client, I could simply copy it and then send it over. But before I do that, I want to make sure that the client is ready for the presentation. And I want to polish it up by highlighting any factors in the presentation that I want to draw their attention to. So going through here, we can look, the cash to close is significantly different in the two. That might be a factor to my clients. Yet the payment is very similar. We do have a difference in interest rate. Going into the more information button, now I can go into the actual payment breakdown. Why are the two payments different? Well, there's a slight mortgage insurance difference, as well as that initial principal and interest because of the higher loan amount with that FHA. Now I can go into the closing cost and point out the reasons of the closing cost being different. That second loan, we have that upfront mortgage insurance. The first loan, we have the higher down payment amount. So our clients really have to weigh out which one is going to be most beneficial to them. Now I'm going to click off of here. I may want to go into the monthly savings. You can see I already have part of that highlighted. Maybe highlighting the APR. The more information for the short-term savings. If there's anything significant in here. And this is the balance after 60 months. What is the balance of my loan? So you can see the balance on that 30-year 5%, of course, is going to be considerably lower. And finally, down into our 10-year one. When we go down here, we'll want to, again, look, what is the most different? Maybe I want to show tax benefit. There's not a significant difference between the two. The loan balance, and just highlighting anything, again, you want to bring your client's attention to. Once you feel that your presentation is ready for the clients, then you come down here to the bottom to the record message box. So hi, hope you're doing great. This is our record window. Initially, when you click on here, it will pop up with a request, can I use your camera and can I use your audio? Click on yes there, it'll bring you right into the camera. Now, the first button you see here, the red one, this is the record button. The play button, pause, stop, and then if you don't like it, you can always throw it away into the trash can. So let's go ahead and click on the record. And you want to say, hello, Jessica. Thanks for allowing me to bring a total cost analysis to you. I have showed you the two possible products that we have available to you. I know that right now you do not have enough saved up for that 5%, but we talked about possibly borrowing it from a family member. So this would give you the lower monthly payment as well as save you the most over the life of the loan. Now, the FHA loan is also a very great loan for you in your scenario, but it does have that upfront mortgage insurance that is not applied to your product, but it is money that just comes out of your pocket when you're purchasing the FHA loan. So review these and then get back to me. If I do not hear from you in 2 days, Jessica, I'm going to pick up the phone, give you a call to answer any questions. Once you're done pushing stop, few things to note. First of all, keep it 2 to 3 minutes max. Make sure there's nothing behind you that is distracting. Smile. I talk with my hands, obviously. If you do talk with your hands, be as natural as possible in front of the camera. They are looking for the information, not for how fabulous you look on TV. So, any questions at this point? Okay, looks like there's no questions right now. I do want to thank you for joining me. If you do have any problems while you're building, we're always available for help. On the edge.mortgagecoach.com, when you're in that wizard, we have the help right up here. Diving into there brings you right into our word search where you can just type in any word you want. So if I was doing a purchase, I type in purchase and several things drop down here to help me with my purchase transaction. You can do this as well with the rent versus owned or with the refinance. So with you guys being mostly new, we do say that it typically takes about 10 presentations that you build for you to feel comfortable building it in front of the client. If you want to learn more about Mortgage Coach and how you're able to advance your skills in it, we have training going on Monday through Friday. So I would highly suggest coming in here and seeing which trainings would best suit your needs. Now, our Thursday call is kind of a special call because if you're working on something and you're really stuck and you need us to work alongside with you, come on in there. Tell us what you're building. Tell us what you need help on, and we will build that exact same product and help you out so you understand what you're doing. So I want to thank you for joining me today at our Mortgage Coach University, and I hope you have a great, productive week. Thank you, and bye-bye.